Assalamu alaikum children. Welcome to the science class for the grade 5. Today we are going to start lesson number 14, our environment. So this is part 1. At the end of this chapter, you will be able to explain the greenhouse effect. You will be able to create awareness about global warming and can suggest ways to slow down global warming. So children, this lesson, our environment, already you have studied in grade 4. As what is environment? Environment is nothing but our surroundings, the things which are present around us. In our surroundings, we find air, water, soil, water bodies, forest, oceans, many things, plants, animals, even human beings. Whatever the things we find around us, that is our surrounding, and actually that is our environment. So in our environment, we find some natural resources and some man-made resources also. In the natural resources, we find some living things and some non-living things. These all things you have studied in grade 4, right? So in this lesson, we will learn more about the environment and how to protect it. Okay, how to protect our environment. As we are human beings actually use all the resources which are provided by the nature. So it is our responsibility to protect it, to protect it for future generations. Otherwise there will be a shortage, there will be a scarcity, or there will be no resources for the future. So let's start our lesson. Here is a short story. Like, Rahim went to his grandfather's village to spend his winter vacation. There he saw a house made of glass walls. This type of house he has seen. A house made up of glass walls with a glass roof. His grandfather had grown different types of vegetables and flowering plants inside the glass house. He was wondering why the plants were grown inside the glass house. His grandfather told him that it was a greenhouse. It protected the plants from the extremely cold climate and helped them grow. What is a greenhouse and how does it protect plants from cold? So we will see in this lesson actually what is greenhouse and how can it protect the plants from cold. So this question is Rahim asked to his grandfather. So we will see what is greenhouse effect. A greenhouse is a glass enclosure used for growing plants in cold climates. See, for growing plants, extremely cold climate or extremely hot climate is not suitable. It needs moderate climate. So in the extremely cold climates, what happened? These plants cannot grow properly. It cannot grow healthy. There can be snowfall. Because of that, also all the trees can be destroyed. So to protect the plants from extremely cold conditions, this greenhouse actually is made. Most plants find it difficult to grow and survive in extremely cold climates. In a greenhouse, sunlight heats the plants and the air inside the enclosure during the day. So in greenhouse, what happened? Sunlight heats the plants and the air inside the enclosure during the day. So through the glass, it heats up. At night, the glass enclosure prevents heat from escaping out. Thus, the enclosure remains warm even at night. So actually this glass house, this greenhouse, it maintains the temperature inside the roof, inside the walls. For these plants which are grown inside the greenhouse, they are protected from the extremely cold conditions and the temperature is maintained properly. Okay. So Earth's atmosphere also acts like a greenhouse. So actually when we have observed this greenhouse, this method of growing plants, through that we can conclude that Earth's atmosphere also acts like a greenhouse. As you know that around the Earth there is a blanket of air, there is a layer of air around the Earth which is present only on the earth, not on the other planets, isn't it? So this atmosphere also acts like a greenhouse. So on the earth, which layer of air is present, layer of atmosphere is present, that is also acting like a greenhouse. Like this glass roof, glass wall, our atmosphere is acting the same, it is performing the same work as it is protecting the earth's surface. Earth's surface warms up in the sunlight during the day. It cools down at night by releasing the heat back into the air. So because of atmosphere, the temperature of the earth is maintained. See children, on the other planets there is no atmosphere, no layer of air. That's why temperature is not maintained in the day and night. On the other planets like other than earth, which planets are there, like Mercury, Venus or Neptune or Saturn, other planets, on those planets there is no atmosphere. So there actually days are extremely hot and nights are extremely cold. So the temperature cannot be maintained properly, which is needed for survival of life. So on the earth, atmosphere is actually maintaining the temperature. How in this greenhouse you have seen this glass wall and glass roof is protecting these plants and maintaining the temperature. In the same way, atmosphere is maintaining the temperature for us. It provides the proper heat in daytime, and in the night also the heat it maintains on the earth, and it cools down at night by releasing the heat back into the air. Some of this heat is trapped by gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor present in Earth's atmosphere. This trapped heat keeps the environment warm and prevents it from becoming freezing cold at night. Like other planets, days are extremely hot and nights are freezing cold. So this atmosphere protects our Earth to become very cold at night and to become very hot at day. This effect by which gases in Earth's atmosphere trap heat and help Earth remain warm is called greenhouse effect. So the atmosphere which is present around the Earth, it is actually preventing it from becoming extremely hot and cold. So this effect by which gases in Earth's atmosphere trap heat and help Earth remain warm is called greenhouse effect. Understood now? Our atmosphere, the layer of air, is actually creating the greenhouse effect. Okay? The gases responsible for the greenhouse effect are called greenhouse gases. Water vapors, carbon dioxide and methane are the most common greenhouse gases. Remember, highlight it: water vapors, carbon dioxide and methane. These gases are the most common greenhouse gases. Water vapors, carbon dioxide and methane. So without the greenhouse effect, Earth would be too cold for life to exist. Earth will become either too cold or then otherwise in the daytime extremely hot. So to prevent it from these effects, our greenhouse effect works. So without the greenhouse effect, Earth would be too cool for life to exist. For survival of life, which conditions are favorable, it is provided by the greenhouse effect by the atmosphere. Okay children, that's it for today's video. We will continue this lesson in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.